What is the deal, beautiful people? My name is Ramon. Welcome to the channel. Around here, we talk about any and everything photography. Is it me, or did everyone who ever wanted to purchase a Fuji just discover Olympus?
1, 2, get down.
Yeah, so like the rest of the world, I have been, I don't know if I've been seriously looking to get an X100V, but as a Fuji XT2 owner, and I love my XT2, and I love me some Fuji, it's a big camera. Not that the X100V is a small camera, but it's a nicer form factor, especially something that you would walk around with on a daily basis. I feel like the XT2, the form factor is more of a professional type of camera. So it's, you know, it's a lot less, I don't know. I kind of want something the shape of an XV1. Maybe I want a Leica, and I can't afford one, so I'll get that X100V. But anyway, yeah, me like the rest of the world, I've been keeping an eye open for one if it's available, and shocker, it has not, and the prices are through the roof. And I don't know what changed, but all of a sudden I'm starting to see these videos from so many different YouTubers, particularly street photographers that have their YouTube channels. They are now discovering the Olympus brand, and particularly a lot of them seem to be enjoying the EM10s. Now, if you are new here, you may not know, but I'm a big Micro Four Thirds fan, and my daily carry is an EM5. So I actually had an EM10. And my review for that was very successful. I'm very, very thankful for that review. It got a lot of people to the channel. So I took the opportunity to upgrade to an EM5. So my daily carry is an EM5 with the 12mm prime and the is it the 45? Yeah, the 45mm prime as well. So those two lenses I'll roll around with. And that's, you know, there's so many benefits to Olympus as a camera system, but I feel like there's so many people out there that don't know this, and I'm quite happy to see these YouTubers really pivoting, right? So now that the X100V is so hard to find, I love to see that someone's looking at Olympus and saying, wait a minute, these cameras are dope as shit. Why have we not been looking at this? So from the perspective, and this is where I want to take this conversation, looking at an Olympus camera, the EM10, the EM5, what have you, from the perspective of someone who enjoys a Fuji or someone who is on the market to purchase a Fuji, how does Olympus stack up? I mean, number one, Olympus also makes beautiful cameras. You know, there's something about when you look at these EM cameras, EM10, EM5, even the EM1, to be honest, they have this old school aesthetic about them. They look like traditional film cameras. They are very, very beautiful cameras, and I think they do a good job at the materials they use, last quite a bit. I do like the finishes on them. You can find some quite pleasing cases to put them in that even lends to that old school aesthetic even further. And if you know anything about Fuji, it's the same as Fuji, right? And this is quite important, I think, to me as someone, as a camera enthusiast. When I look at a Fuji camera, it calls my name. Like it's like looking at a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Porsche. You can't help but want to get in and tear up the road. And and Fuji does that quite well, but also so does Olympus. These cameras are beautiful to look at, and the only real caveat I could say, and this is a point for later on in the video, they have a very small footprint. So if you're someone with some LeBron James type hands, they may not be the most comfortable thing to use, but damn, they're beautiful cameras. And I think they can substitute for that part of your brain that's drawn to a Fuji camera because of its beautiful aesthetics. Olympus can do that for you as well. Another piece of Fuji that I think makes them quite beautiful and really a dope experience is how tactically functional they are. The Fuji does a great job of putting a lot of functionality, and we may say, yeah, big deal. If you own a professional grade camera, you have this functionality, your ISO, your exposure, your shutter speed, your f-stop. These things in professional cameras live on physical dials. Yes, but as you start to move down toward the intermediate and enthusiast market, really, you don't so much see that. And Fuji does a great job of upholding that. And by the way, so does Olympus, right? And it's shocking that Olympus can do it in such a, not only a beautiful camera body, but something so small. And they also keep it so functional. You know, I can't ever really say, maybe besides the menus take quite a bit of getting used to, but I can't say that there's any sacrifice of functionality in terms of physical dials and tactility when using an Olympus camera, and that needs to be celebrated. Some house cleaning before I move on. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. It would mean a lot to me. And if you like the vibe and you check out a few of my other videos, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a member of the community. But here's a question for you, and I'd love for you to answer this in the comment section down below. And this is more so for my Olympus members of the community, because there's a lot of you here. Do you think, with the absence of a 100V and people looking at the EM10s, the Mark IIs, some even the Mark 1s, these cameras can be had for $200 with a lens, right? Do you think that there's an opportunity here for Olympus to make, let's not call it a comeback, but make an impact, right? Because I think Olympus, there's a market that Olympus had that they never truly capitalized on. And that's a market where people require ultra portability, but also need results. Olympus is great. And I don't think it's, if you've never held an Olympus, you owe it to yourself to go down to your camera store, Best Buy, wherever, and actually hold these things in your hand. Put it in your, don't put it in your pocket and run out. Don't do that. But put it in your pocket and just marvel at how pocketable these things are. Like, it's nuts. Like, do you guys think there's an opportunity for Olympus to ride a wave here and get the brand, even with the corporate shakeup going on, right? But get the brand in front of people and hopefully have it live on for years to come? Let me know in the comment section. Much like the X100V, even though it's a big chunk of a camera, still a beautiful thing. The Olympus is, I'd say the X100V is pretty pocketable. The Olympus, the EM10 and EM5 is a very pocketable camera, which makes it great for street photography. You know, one of the things about street photography I learned the hard way, and I kind of, toward my latter days in going super hard in street photography, I kind of leaned away from getting people's faces and doing a lot of those street portraits that are very popular today. One, because I'm a black man and American, I don't want any smoke. Number two, it can be evasive, right? Invasive, and having a big ass Sony A7 II in people's face, like that's not cool. That's not fun. Something like an Olympus, nice and small, nice and compact, so much less intimidating. and it's so much more confidence inspiring as a street photographer, right? It's so much less assuming. I think it's so much value that these cameras have, and let's be honest, in the technical world, Olympus lenses are tack sharp. Jesus Christ, these lenses are crazy sharp. Not only that, but their image stabilization's up to snuff. And back in the days, you know, Olympus, and I kind of still believe that Olympus has market leading image stabilization. So, you know, you can, there's so much value. There's so much value for an Olympus as a street photographer or street photography tool, just like the X100V. So, you know, there's something there to be said for that. And I think the final point that really makes a lot of sense as to why a lot of these X100V lovers are now discovering Olympus, you know, the film recipes. Now, this is something I would say Fuji is leading the marketing, these film recipes that emulate film. And I love, in fact, this is the reason I'm looking for X100V, because I want a smaller camera with the black and white film recipes that I have. You know, I don't always want to take that damn, that XT2 as much as I love it. I don't want to walk with it when I'm going to dinner and have it on the table, but I would gladly have an X100V on the table. I would gladly have my EM5 on the table. Olympus does offer some custom art settings, and you can tune them quite a bit. Now, can you tune them to having the recipes of a Fuji? Maybe not, but there's some dope ones in their own right that exist in the Olympus. And mine's today, I think I'm sitting on I think it's the monotone one. And I bumped the contrast a little and decreased the sharpness quite a bit. And that's kind of what I shoot on a daily with my 45-1.4. That's my everyday carry, you know, and it's, man, it's such a beautiful experience. It produces some amazing work. You know, I never have a thought of, oh, I could have just took my phone out, or I never had a thought of, I wish I brought the XT2 with me. Like, it does the job. Anyway, as a big Micro Four Thirds fan, I'm very happy for Olympus. I'm very happy to see the conversation coming back up in the street photography world. I know Joe Edelman did quite a bit of Olympus stuff. I think he since switched to a Sony. But he did some amazing work in the portraiture world, in the studio world with Olympus, and it sucks that they've been going through. I know Olympus had a lot of corporate struggles, and even the camera division today is still going through a lot of rebranding and whatnot. But man, it sucks that so many people overlook such an amazing tool, and especially if, yes, this conversation's about an X100V in the street sense, but it's a great travel tool as well. And Olympus is also a great travel tool. And trust me and believe when I say, when you're traveling light and you don't want to have your kit or your gear take up a lot of space, it's so difficult to beat what Olympus offers. It's almost impossible. So F nothing at all. You guys are watching this video, just go watch a few. I've got some reviews on Olympus here on the channel. Go watch some reviews of some of the other cameras and how other people use them and how travel professionals use them, because there are a few out there. I think Justin Wong is a channel that I quite like, and he does a lot of Olympus stuff as well. He used to be an ambassador. Not sure where he is these days, but yeah, good on Olympus. It sucks that they didn't get their just due when they were actually, you know, when they were in their heyday. Now I don't know where to really, maybe I'll do a separate video on where Micro Four Thirds stands today and where I think it is. But yeah, like the video if you like it. My name is Ramon. I'm out of here. Peace.